So now for the outline. Or I think I labeled this outline, it should be brainstorming. Let's go ahead and set this to license. And then this kind of plays off of like the license to kill thing, like she's refusing to kill so she doesn't get her license. It's a stretch, but it's kind of amusing. So, outline. First, we need to promise, again, this goes back to promises and payoffs. We need to promise that there's magic, that there's some sort of action. So we'll set it up like she's magically teleported into the room or something. Like she's Tyrese. It opens with Tyrese like creating the arena, so we can see all the cool magical abilities that could be possible to her if she passes the test, or that she kind of knows that she can do. Maybe she's just not trained enough. So we'll open with Tyrese and Shay walking. They stop, and Tyrese creates this like arena type thing. This shows the power of magic. Like it introduces magic, saying, hey, magic can create an arena. It'll be out of raw materials, like stone or metal. Then she needs to create this gas. Or no, next she needs to tell Shay that it's her time, that her final evaluation. Like, it's time for her final evaluation. Shay descends into the arena. Tyrese now, how do we get across to the reader that you can create life if you kill life? So maybe she creates like an announcer figure, or like a little servant person, to tell Shay this, like, the situation. Ooh, what if the servant brings in Shay's baby sister? What's a good way to introduce this? Maybe like maybe a flock of birds overhead. And Tyrese uses magic to kill all the birds to create a single bird that delivers the message to Shay in the arena. And the message, now this shows that life costs life, and the message tells Shay that she must survive at all costs. Her resource is in her resource can be found in the in the cupboard, or like in the box. So what if that delivers a small box to Shay? Message tells Shay that she must survive at all costs. Resource can be found in the box. So, test begins. Gas starts filling the arena. Shay opens the box, and it's her baby sister. She looks at Tyrese. No. She yells at Tyrese. Why is she here? Tyrese, it's like part of your training. Like, prove your loyalty. Show us that nothing can stop you. I can't kill my own flesh and blood. Then you'll die. Then you'll both die. So, Shay panics a little bit. She starts conjuring. The panic will show like the reaction scene. You get to see Shay's reaction, kind of understand like she's a caring person. Even though she doesn't always show it, she was led down a dark path. But she can't kill her own sister. Shay starts conjuring. She starts conjuring. What does she start conjuring? Now we need to build this air purification device. Maybe she starts busting. She wouldn't start conjuring right away. She would try and escape to let the gas out. Down the arena. But Tyrese keeps fortifying it to ensure that none of the gas escapes. When Shay realizes this, she starts thinking about ways to purify the air. Obviously, she could use her sister to create like trees that purify the air for her, but she will not. So she needs to first identify the gas and then figure out how to purify it. So this is getting into like some air filtration stuff that I am not an expert in, but what could we do? Well, whatever it is she's going to need. What if it was just like a giant fan? And it blows the gas away. Possible that. I guess the mechanics of really how it works isn't super important. It just needs to be clear in the narrative what she's doing. So let's have her. She conjures up Not on. Ooh. Crank powered, not a fan, but like a purifier. Or, what they call it in my class? It's not a separator, but like a splitter. No, not a splitter, a separator. It stores the toxins in a, or not a cage, in a container, lets the rest of the air pass through. So she did. Right. She's spinning and spinning. Eventually the toxins have been distilled and the air is breathable. She has passed the test, but not in the way Therese wanted. So, Therese disassembles the arena and comes face to face with Shay. How dare you refuse the wishes of the tribe? She responds with, "My objective was to survive. I accomplished my objective." You did not. Your objective was to prove your loyalty. To prove nothing would come before your commitment to us. I can't prove that because it isn't true. And you are not worthy of this power. Fine. If saving my sister means I can't do this, then you can take it. Yeah. Now, I would stop, but I just don't feel satisfied. Now, in the actual writing of the story, I would spend a lot of time here describing process building tension. I spend a lot more time here than I do in the story. But even so, how should I end this in a way that's satisfying? She loses her powers, but she saves her sister. Great. I'm glad that she saves her sister. Is there a way that we can make this more satisfying? Maybe instead of making them evil, it's just that maybe it's like with great power comes great responsibility sort of thing, and they're testing to make sure, like, to test her problem solving. So I initially had them out as like the bad guys, but that just doesn't, she doesn't defeat the bad guys. They just kind of go on existing, and they'll still do, you know, the test, and they'll kill people this sort of way. But what if they're actually the good guys, and they are looking for someone who's worthy of passing on their power? So by proving it, Shay should be showing that they're worthy. So instead, we can make the story like this was test to make sure you understood the gravity of our magic, sort of thing. Though she did kill a bird. Is there another way to foreshadow how life would take life? Because if Tyrese kills a bird at the beginning, that doesn't like, that kind of makes her out to be the villain. And we do kind of want to see her as the villain for a time, but we don't want that to necessarily be true. But by having her come back as like the helpful mentor, killing birds is definitely not a good way to do that. So what's a good way to show that life costs life? Maybe she's had multiple mentors? I'll write this and then I'll fix it at the beginning. You've impressed me. What is so funny? Nothing. Just congratulations. What do you mean? You finally understand the weight of the power we have. Every decision we make is a life and death one. Never forget that we have the power to choose. No, that isn't fitting. There we go. I can't prove that because it isn't true. Exactly. What? Your commitment is not to us. It is to the preservation and honor of all life. We all, everyone in the society, must make life or death decisions. But we never forget the weight that it carries. Each time we use our magic to create life, we must remember what we are giving up. An entire future. So many must be lost. So we must continually ask ourselves, is this really the only option? I'm glad that you've come up you held steadfast when I told you there was only this option. I presented you with one option, telling you it was the only one. Yet you came up with others. showing me that you will do what it takes to protect how precious your sister's life is. I now need you to remember this feeling and move forward knowing that all life is as precious as your sister's, and that it's up to you to solve these problems your own way. To protect all you can and to try to save, to protect all you can. I understand. And show Tyrus's values and establish that she might have a small problem with um, like acknowledging the value of life at the beginning. So that kind of sets up her like little mini character arc or her lesson pretty quickly. So I like it. Yeah, that works. And they walk off together into the sunset. Or they travel back home. As Shay travels back home with Therese, she hears a flock of birds sing to her. To each other, and she contently listens to their voices. Then the flock of birds thing comes back at the end, showing now she has an appreciation for these different creatures. Yeah. I like it. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed this story. It was fun for me to write. I love writing really cool magic systems. A lot of how I got into writing was with stories about magic systems. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I got to share that with you guys. I'm raising money for Feeding America's COVID-19 response. I'm still doing that. So please consider donating. They could really use your help. So yeah, I really hope you donate. It would mean a lot. And these kids, just even grocery shopping nowadays with things being so what's the word, scarce, and there's not being much available even in the area that I live, it just makes me realize how fortunate I am to even have this, and then just reflecting on people who don't, it's just, I really hope I can help them. I really do. And I hope that that's worth it, and I hope you got some enjoyment, and I hope that this can end up making a difference. So, if you're interested in donating to Feeding America, the link is in the description. And I hope you really like this story. I really like telling them, and it really pushes my creative muscles, and I get to do something good with it. So I'm really happy that we've done this. Thank you so much again. Please consider subscribing or following me or all that jazz. And we'll see where the next story takes us. Thanks, everybody.